As we first brought you live in our 6 o'clock newscast, Corpus Christi firefighters spent the evening battling a house fire near Lynch and 19th Street. They even ended up calling in extra crews as flames spread to nearby homes. Our Josh Maxwell was at the scene of that fire, and he spoke with the fire chief and nearby witnesses and joins us now live with the latest. Josh?
My Corpus Christi Fire Chief, Brandon Wade, says the fire's cause is still under investigation, but weather made containing it somewhat of a challenge. He adds that shortly after arriving, crews realized the situation had escalated. Near Lynch and 19th Street, red and blue lights filled the block as Corpus Christi firefighters worked to put out a house fire. Fire Chief Brandon Wade says when crews arrived, they found 2 homes already burning, a scene that quickly demanded extra hands.
We called for a second alarm to get additional units on scene because the fire was also extending to the back side of the street behind to catch 2 more properties on fire.
A situation Wade says is already prompting help from local recovery groups.
Right now it looks like we have 2 homes with major damage and 2 other homes with some sort of property damage. So Red Cross will be notified to help out families.
While crews were able to put out the fire, Wade says wind conditions didn't make their job any easier.
To include with the wind that we were talking about, it was throwing embers, and of course the smoke was pushing. So we also had units patrolling the neighborhood looking for other embers that may have gone into other properties. So, you know, we had 3 operations really going on.
While no one was hurt, neighbor Kathy Coleman says she feared the worst as she watched the flames, wondering if everyone made it out safely.
Was my main concern. Every time I seen somebody as I was walking this way and they was walking towards me, I'm like, do we know if everybody's okay?
The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Coleman adds that incidents like this are a powerful reminder for neighbors to stay alert and cautious.
It could have been much worse because a house can be rebuilt. A person can't.
Now, as you heard Chief Wade mention in that package, that wind did play a big role in how long it took them to contain the fire. Now, to give you a bigger picture of just how wind plays in that role, we want to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Alan Holt. Alan?
Yeah, Josh, thank you for that. We see the fire threat come and go, especially when cold fronts come through and the air gets really dry and we get a strong wind. Today we were missing the overly dry part of that cocktail, and the wind was strong. So if a fire does start and it's windy, you know, the saying fan the flames, that gives air to the fire and it allows it to spread easier and it moves around more efficiently. But overall, we're not into these very high to extreme categories right now. Today we were moderate to high. Tomorrow will be similar, and it goes down from there Thursday and Friday. And it's not, you know, because the wind is going to relax. The wind is still going to be breezy, southeast 10 to 20, gusting to 30 each of the next several days, but the humidity will be on the rise. That's why the fire threat overall is going to be heading down. If the dew point values were sub 30, then the fire concern would be a lot higher, but it's going the other way. The other thing about this whole thing is the drought. You know, the ground is dry, so even though the air is humid, we've got the dry ground, and when the wind is up, fires still could spread easily if they're started. It's just not as bad as if the humidity is also low, which it's not going to be for the rest of the week. Mike?
All righty. Thank you.